Hello viewers, welcome to Truth Market. This is another edition and version of the Truth Market series, and I hope you have been enjoying our contents. And I hope you have been following, because there has been a lot of mind-blowing and life-changing content series and teachings that you've been enjoying in this particular platform. And I hope you've not been left out. And today we are here again with another version of it. And I hope you stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay and watch till the end, because we have something very vital for you today. And guess what? We're going to be talking about so many things that applies to you, to your life generally, and to your future. So please don't go anywhere. I want to introduce our special guest, our special person in the house today. As you all know, I call him the knowledge baron. So he has come today loaded again to diffuse, religion, and to get us connected to what we need to know. And that is the person of the servants, D. Ifanacho. Sir, you're highly welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. I also want to introduce the person of Sister Fulfillment to the podium. You're highly welcome.
Thank you, Sister Susie. Thank you, our viewers. Welcome today. Please stay tuned. Thank you.
All right. Also, Bro Chair Dozier is here with us. You are highly welcome, sir.
Yes, actually, what gives you confidence? If you are in a market environment, in a shop,
exactly.
You have all the necessary
products.
I
am proud of it.
Because definitely whatever a customer needs, definitely you provide for them. So that's why Truth Market is a wonderful market where whatever you need, the public needs, we are ready to deliver.
That's right. So we have it all in the Truth Market. And what do you want again? Please visit the Truth Market, patronize us, and you have a lot to take home with. All right, without wasting much of our time, we're going to be looking at the word power and authority. Power is a quest by everyone. Everyone needs power. Everyone is questing for it in different areas of our lives. But today you're going to really learn something. For those of us that are, so much intoxicated and can do anything for power. So you're going to be hearing something today that will really crack your bubbles. All right, I throw it this way to the servant. And going by the word power and authority, I wouldn't want to stretch it more, but first of all, I want you to tell us the difference between power and authority. Then, which of them should we really go for? Is it power? Is it authority? Thank you, sir.
Okay. That's interesting. The duty of the Truth Market and the mission and vision of the New Jerusalem, Worthy Lord Church of the Universe, the Church of the Firstborn, is to recook the word of men and bring it to the word of God, to the standard of God. So that by living the word, man will be able to do the will of God here on earth as it is in heaven. So every topic is important and has so many things to learn from. Because those that have been before us, twisted so many things. Then people are sincerely looking for something in a wrong way. As soon as you're looking for something in a wrong way, then you can never get that. Which we say that a name or spoken word is a doorway to the summarized doorway to the unknowns. So when you call a name of something, people can go by that name. But behind the name, what is the spirit behind the name? Then those things which you are calling name can never work unless you understand the spirit behind it. Because it is that spirit that is summarized in a spoken word or in a name. So going by names gives you knowledge. You know the name of Jesus, you know the name of his name in Hebrew, in Hindus, in other things, the name of God. Now, those things cannot solve problems. Because that name God can be called anything as long as it has the capacity to solve problems. So now, if you are giving a wrong impression and you don't have truth in you, giving a wrong name and you don't have truth in you, you will not be able to know that this thing which you are holding is wrong. Like now, if somebody summarize door to the unknown, somebody come now and write, this is a church.
Yes.
Church of Christ. Now people can go in there to worship God.
Yes, sir.
But what are the activities going on there?
That's it.
That is the spirit
Okay.
that matters. So many people will see something, it is not working. But because it has already been called church, or things of God, or work of God, or the word of God,
Yes, sir.
they will not have the power to edit it, to know whether if this is word of God, why is it not solving problems?
Okay.
Why is it not healing people, giving people peace and all that? So I think this is it. Well, when you now begin to use the word of man in the name of word of God, it will profit you nothing. It can never quicken anything or bring anything to be alive.
Yes, sir.
But because people don't have understanding that this thing, we now have to make sure that every name has a spirit, and that spirit part of that name is what we're explaining to people. So that when you now know it in the truth market, then you buy it. They say buy wisdom and sell it not.
Yes.
Proverbs 23:23.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes. Buy wisdom and sell it not. So when you come to the truth market, you buy it. When you buy it, now you can now use it to do whatever you want to do. You know you want to cook a egusi soup.
Yes, sir.
And you don't have anything, but you have money in your pocket. What do? You just dash into the market. When you go into the market, do you buy a egusi soup that is cooked? No.
Yes, sir.
You buy, yes, the lemon, this one, that one, that one. Then you come home, you cook it. You can eat it. But if there is no market, there will be no meeting point.
That's it.
Where you can get what you are looking for.
That is it.
So this is the only truth market in the whole universe.
That's right.
So if there is no market and you want to cook egusi soup or nubu soup, right? You can get your lubu here and travel another mile
Yes.
to get egusi, travel another mile to get Maggi, to travel miles to get. Before you know, you lose the interest.
Yes.
So this truth market is where you come. Any condiments
Exactly.
you want to buy is available. You pick them, you cook them, you buy them. You can use it to solve your family problem. You can use it for healing. You can use it for deliverance. You can use it to have peace. If you are broken, you can use it to stimulate your life, solve all problems, both spiritual, economical, material, and every problem. So I think it is good we recap why we are here.
Yes, sir.
Because somebody will be like, okay, what are they talking about authority again? Authority, is it not something I know from governments, you know, secondary school and all that? Why are they talking about power again? We want to bring everything in its original nature. So power is, authority is something you use power to gain.
Okay.
Right? Yes, but authority is a superior to power.
Okay.
Authority is greater than power. And so many people will say, how is it? Now let's go by its name, which we said. That name is a summarized dot to the unknown. Authority means you are author of whatever you do. That is the word author. That somebody is an author of a book means he was the one who wrote it.
Yes. Okay.
So if you have authority over a business, it means that you are the one who started that business from the scratch and bring it to fruition where you can earn money now and people can meet you. You have authority over a family. Why? Because you are the one who got married, raised the children to the extent where they are. So all the formations and the emotional investment in it, you are aware of it and you can give explanation detail to detail. Is that okay? Yes. Now, but the problem now is that people are looking for power as an authority. You understand? Now, authority is the right use of power. Right use of power gives you authority over whatever you're doing. Yes. Then if you have power and you use it wrongly, right? It will not give you authority. What it generates is evil. That's the activities of wrong use of power generate what? Evil. Become evil rather. And generate devil.
Okay. Okay.
You understand? Yeah. Evil is an activity.
Okay.
Devil is a personality generated in the place of that authority. That is being generated with a right use of power. When you are using power rightly, what you are generating is authority, which is positive, giving you mastery over whatever you are doing. But when you are using power wrongly, now that is evil. And that evil, instead of generating authority, will now generate devil. Because if you remove D from devil, you get evil. So devil is a personality, which is the end result of evil activities. So evil activities gives you what? Devil, naturally. So those that are using power in a wrong way are already possessed by a demon or devil. Because as long as you are using power wrongly, it becomes evil. And it is a must that it must attract devil. Then when you are using power rightly, it is a must. It doesn't need prayer. It doesn't need fasting. It doesn't need anything. It is a must that you gain authority over that. And you use your authority as well to sublet to those who need it. Power also can be shown or sublet to people, but authority. You can sublet power to people, but authority is a seal given to you as an individual. That is the white stone of the book of Revelation. Yes, so everybody born here on earth needs to generate his own authority over a discipline, over a career, over whatever you're doing, before you can enter into rest and have peace to enjoy whatever you have. You have.
Okay.
All right? Okay, now one will ask, where is power? How can we have power? How can we have authority? We have already explained how to get authority. And we say that the problem the world has is that they are looking for power as an authority, as authority. So to them, power is authority, and power is greater than authority. So now everybody will be like, I need economic power. I need spiritual power. I need power. Yes. I need a spiritual power so that I will become a great man of God. Now, but did you not know that power is inborn?
Okay.
Power is inbuilt. Power is everywhere. Power is built on nature. Everything, power is all around you. You don't look for power. is already existing. A man has power by default or by birth.
Wow.
As long as you are born here on earth, the power is there.
Wow.
But the understanding that you don't need power is what makes the difference. Because the risk now is that people are looking for what they already have. Then when you are looking for what you already have, you can never find that thing. Then if you are going to find it, you are going to find it in error. This is where we are now. Right? Now, this is the flag of the New Jerusalem.
Yes.
Now, so many of you are here. You are not conscious of it. But we say, okay, let us get the flag of the New Jerusalem. Right? Then every of you leave this place and begin to go outside. There is nowhere in the world you can see that except here where it is kept.
Okay.
So that is what people are mistaken in search of, the wrong search. They are looking for power which they already have by birth. Just existing as a human being, you have power, because power is built on nature. But what God expects you of and what nature expects you of is to translate this power that is available everywhere into what? Into authority. That means you are now personalized, you have personalized that power,
Yeah.
that you can give a breakdown over that. And nobody can take it away from you. But if you have power, power can be taken away from you, either by religion,
Okay.
or by ignorance, right? Or by Satan. In the sense that people now do not know that they have power. So, when you don't know that you have power, somebody who is wiser than you, and the person is crooked and wicked, will now come and tell you, I have the power. I have the power. Follow me. Have you seen now you have left the power that is originally in you? Yeah. You become intimidated by that personality who claims that he has power. Then you start following him. I have spiritual power. You start following him. Then by you following anybody because he has spiritual power, you will never have power in your entire life. Yes. You see the deception? Yes. Why this thing need to be restructured? Because as soon as you are looking at somebody, this guy has power. Give me power. Give me power. Like Simon the sorcerer. Give me spiritual power. He was following the disciples. He never had it.
Yes.
Because he did not know that that power is in around him. So power is built in nature. You are a relationship and the interaction with nature, right? Right applications of those things that are valuable and in and around you is what now can now generate authority over that. So authority is gotten by experiences, garbages, right? And understanding of nature and the virtues of God. Then we'll give you what? Authority. Now, before I will begin to talk of the things that powers, where powers are hidden, let's talk about money. Money is power.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Why is it power? Economic power. It is power because it has the power. Ability to solve a problem, physical problem, not spiritual problem. Okay. And to put a command or influence someone. Yes. Right? Now, if you have money, you have power. But if you do not have authority over that money, the money will rule over you instead of you ruling over the money. Now, when you understand that money is power, not authority, when people give you money you did not work for or did not understand, like those that win lottery, you won't take it, or you won't even go looking for money you don't understand how to use it, because the money will use you. That is the reason you've never seen somebody who is a gambler as being a wealthy man. The reason is because he gets the money, which is power. But he doesn't have authority over the money. So it's money now that is going to rule the person. But if it is something somebody gathered through experience and understanding and interaction with nature and climbed to the fame of being a wealthy person, having enough money, that person can never be broke again. Because he has authority over money. Yeah. Money is not using him. He is the one using money. Money is not controlling him. He is the one controlling money. Money is serving him. He is not serving money. When you gain authority over money. Right? Okay, so when you gain authority over money, you can't lose the money again because you spend on it. You don't engage in extravagant lifestyle because that is not where your strength lies. Your strength lies on the authority, which is the principles you gathered through experiences and understanding and interaction with the things that gave you the money. Now, we say that a gambler can never be a rich man, and so also cannot be a rich man, and so it is to a little child. Okay. When you give a child money, right, you have given him power. Okay. And when you give him power, you have destroyed that child. Because that child is supposed to earn that money through his own personal garbages and personal experiences. Then he has to generate emotional investments, have emotional investments based on his experiences, personal experiences over life. Then he will have authority over money. Then when he earned the money by merit, he will be able to control the money. Money will no longer be able to control the person. So when you have a child, we are still talking to people. When you have a child, don't meet their wants, meet their needs. When you give them power, they will use power to meet their wants, not their needs. And not their needs. And so doing, they cut off, they truncate their existence in the physical world. Like parents many children that are raised by wealthy people, you spoil your children by giving them money, which they did not earn. Right? Which you are not giving to them unless you are giving to them to meet their need, like paying school fees, clothing, and all these essential and necessities of life. That's only where they need money for. But giving a child money more than enough or money he does not need, destroy him automatically, and there is nothing you can do about it. Now, let's assume a child is born. Those that do not understand the difference between power and authority and why so many children are wayward, are destroyed. Now, a child is born in a family, has not passed through experiences of life. You will 1 billion naira to him and let him know that this 1 billion naira is for you to use. You understand? Yes. Then, if he takes that 1 billion naira, you have lost that child. No matter how frugal the child is, you have lived your life for him. You have lived his life for him. Because that money can buy him anything. But money cannot buy experience. Yes, quote me right.
That's it.
Money cannot buy experience. Experience is gotten through field work and interaction with nature, which is that right application or use of power. So you find out that many people who are born with the so-called golden spoon today are confused because they have money to do anything and they don't have any catalysts anymore that will push them into realities of life, which we said still, power or money in this context creates artificial heaven for people. Because you can use money to create something that seems like life is rosy, but inside you are empty because you don't have experience to match that money which you have. So children now are being destroyed by their parents unknowingly. Why? Because money, which is power as well, not authority, can buy happiness, but it can't buy peace. What you use to buy peace is power. What you use to buy peace is that power which you have, paying attention to nature, can give you what? Peace. Interacting with nature based on proper use of power can generate peace and fulfillment to you. But money can never buy you peace or joy. What money gives to you is happiness. You see so many people still in this issue of authority and power. We are still going to come to discuss again happiness. You see people who are the happiest family. We are the happiest family because they do not know the spirit behind happiness. They apply it in their life. My family is not a happy family.
Peaceful.
Are you listening to me? Yes, why? It is a peaceful family. It is a joyous family. Why is it peaceful? It is peaceful because why are we not happy family? Because the word happiness is a physical phenomenon. Okay. Peace is a spiritual phenomenon. Yeah. Now, happiness is generated from the word happenings. Okay. So if you are a happy man, you are bound to lose out your happiness. Because the only thing that can make you excited and happy is because something happened.
Yes.
So if something did not happen to your favor, you become unhappy.
Yes. Wow.
So money can buy happiness, but it cannot buy peace. So now look at it here now. Somebody is at a home, idle, not doing anything. He becomes restless. Yes. There are people who cannot stay with their family for 5 hours. Why? He has money, but he doesn't have peace in the home. So what is he going to do? He has to go to beer parlor or to nightclub to use money to buy happiness. Right? Yes. When he buys that happiness, he becomes happy because something happened. He used that to carry a woman or a man. Then he becomes happy at that moment because something has happened. So the word happiness is gotten from the word happening. Wow. So immediately that thing finished happening, the happiness goes. Wow. He becomes in crisis again. All right? Yes. That is what leads people to taking cocaine, because they are using power wrongly. And they use that power, which is money now, to buy what? Happiness. But someone who has peace, like my family, is a peaceful family. Why? I don't create happenings to my children. Everything runs naturally. Naturally. So whether things happen or did not happen, they are okay. But a happy man, when you win a contract, you become happy. When you lose contracts, you become unhappy. So your state of mind is never steady, being a happy man. Because you have what? Authority. Power, not authority. Now, let's go again to political leaders. You give them political power to occupy an office for a particular tenure, like 4 years. The person is there with political power. Now, when he is done, within 4 years, you tell him, your happiness is ended. You say, what? Just 4 years has just passed? No, I'm not going anywhere. Understand?
Yes.
Now, the power he has is temporal because he has not generated it to become authority. So he starts looking for whom to kill in order to take that position because he is surviving on power. But they don't know. If you tell them, he say, I have authority over this country. No. How can you have authority of something that will last for 4 years? How can you have authority over something that can last for 5 years? 8 years? Maximum 16 years or 30 years. How do you have authority over that? That is what Isaiah was saying, but people do not understand. In Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, he said that the government of Jesus Christ should have no end. He should be called the Prince of Peace, Counselor. Why is he is not going to have an end? Because he has authority, which the book of Hebrews chapter 12 says, when he finished what he has done, he become the author and the finisher of our faith. And the book of Hebrews chapter 5 verse 8 is saying that though he was a son, though he had power, he learned obedience. He gained authority through what he passed through. Through the processes, authority came. Though he had power, he was a son. Everybody is a son. But are you obedient enough to take that sonship, right, into authority? That is the difference. So as I was saying, that the government of Jesus should not have no end. Why? Because the scepter of his leadership is justice. It stays for a lifetime. Now, political power are those people who proves, is supposing they know, that this thing is temporal. Now, what is happening in Nigeria now? Somebody used money to buy the country. Now, to him, he has authority over this country, but it's a lie. What he has is what? Power. Because when his tenure is done, he goes away. Just like that happiness, people use money to buy. Immediately happiness goes away, what happened? It finishes. Bam. You bought a car, there is what they call the law of marginal utility. Marginal utility. Marginal utility means as you are sipping an orange, one ball, you feel excited. Two balls, 3 balls, the more you take, the more the value diminishes. So that is what is attributed to what?
Power.
To power. So people should not go for power. But you should use power to generate authority. So when the tenure is finished, it goes away. When you buy a car, this car is one in town. One in town. The best is only me that has this. Only me that has this car, right? Okay, only me that have this car. Then it begins to rain. Within 3, 4, 5 months, you go out there and see people. You're driving the same car, or you have an accident. Your happiness drop immediately. So happiness, power, in terms of money, right, is temporal. And they can buy you what? Happiness, but cannot buy you peace. Authority and peace. Then when you have authority over something, how do you gain authority? By proper use of power and paying attention, not money. Paying attention to nature, paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your actions, paying attention to the word of God to make sure that whatever you do, think or speak, is in alignment with the will of God. Through this, you begin to generate authority by the proper use of power. Then, What is that spiritual power? But before, what is that spiritual power? And how do we have the spiritual power?
Before you go,
all right.
You told us about what power can generate in terms of monetary power. You talked about
economic power. Okay, monetary power.
Monetary power as in who has money.
Okay.
Happiness.
Yeah.
But the authority, if you have authority, how will you generate? What is the effect of that?
The effect of authority.
As power is to happiness.
Yeah. Authority gives you peace. Okay. Authority gives you rest. Authority gives you assurance forever. Authority gives you that 17th laws of truth say there is no risk in truth. Authority gives you security, internal security, which is the 23rd laws of truth. So say that truth is immunity. Truth is immunity. So when you have authority, you are immunized against religion. Immunized against ignorance. What is ignorance? Ignorance is ignoring something that will have assisted you in life. So you live above it because you become aware and conscious and a master over that which you do. So that's what we said. When you have authority over money, you can never go broke like people like us. What can make you rich? Poor. Whereas you know how you started. You know one or two buttons to adjust. Even when your money starts going down, you know what is causing it. So you know what to eliminate. But someone who does not have financial authority, right? When the money starts going down, he doesn't even know whether it is the burial he finished doing in the village, or the uncle have poisoned him, or because of his gambling, or because of his extravagant life, or because of so many things. You cannot explain why your money is going down. Whether it is because of the way you attend to customers, because of the way you source the money, you cannot explain. Why? Because you don't have authority over that. But when you have authority over that, immediately your money drop 1 naira, 2 naira, 3 naira, beyond the capital. Pam! You know, you close the gap. Because you have authority over that. And you cannot use the wealth or the money for evil or to promote satanic agenda. Like alcohol, smoking, drinking, and all that. So somebody who has authority, right? Have peace and enter into rest. So in this context, that anything you are doing, anything, whatever you are doing, don't rest until you gain authority and mastery over that which you are doing. Because that makes you to carve a niche in your existence here in the physical world. And God does not adopt anything as his own unless it attains that power, the extent of perfection, which is that authority. You understand?
Yes.
You know why? Because power is the one who created power.
It's natural.
Yes, it is natural. It's God that made it's inbuilt in everybody. Like spiritual power. How do you generate spiritual power? They go into fasting? They go and stay in the mountain? No. So read the Bible from back and forth? No. What gives you spiritual power? To solve and live above principalities and power. What are the powers? What? Humility, love, unity, understanding, experience, tolerance. Understand? These are the things that gives you power. So even if you want, go to 100 theological schools and you don't have love, and you don't have patience, and you don't have tolerance, and you don't have understanding, and you don't have practical experiences on nature, like using whatever you have to solve problems, to love your neighbor as you love yourself, to interact with your fellow human being, that's your power, is nothing but evil. God, you can never have spiritual power doing that. So have you seen where they are missing it? Because religion now came and somebody is mounting in the pulpit and telling you that he has spiritual power. Are you looking for spiritual power? You are not looking for spiritual power. It's there already. But can you apply love, unity, tolerance, patience, humility? Immediately you start living this life, pam, authority will come. You receive a seal of the Holy Spirit.
I think this is where many people are confused.
Yeah.
You know, just like as you said from the beginning, people are jumping, I need power, I need power. And they never knew that these attributes, these common practices can make them to have spiritual power.
Yeah. Is that okay? So this is it. So you don't need to be running around from pillar to post following any person. Just be. You can be in desert. Start thinking good, speaking good, and doing good. Interact with nature. Get yourself reserved. God will be there for you. Then over time, the authority will come. No man gives you authority. Authority is something you generated by yourself, and it is God that endorses it. Then if you are claiming to have authority and it is not endorsed by heaven, right? Then it is not accepted. God can never come into that. And that is why you can never have peace. Because peace is a property of God, which you earn by proper use of power. Which spiritual power? What gives you spiritual power is what? Which gives you spiritual authority?
Yes.
Is what?
Proper use of
Power.
Yes.
And what is spiritual power?
So
Humility, love,
tolerance,
tolerance, patience. These are spiritual power. When you put it into practice, according to the 70 laws of truth, we say that truth is made alive by action and application. So when you now put those virtues into practice, authority begins to come.
So simple.
So simple.
Simple. It doesn't need anything. That's what brought us here. And today, there is nothing we cannot do spiritually. And the irony of it is that when you have authority, you become calm. Very, very calm and quiet. You won't even seek for popularity.
So I used to think that
Which
people
eye do you,
Authority.
someone that has authority, which eye do you used to see people who are dragging, jumping up and down?
Yes.
Because I believe if you have come to that realm,
Yeah.
how do you look at people?
You look at them and pity them, because where they are, what they are looking for, they have it. But their slave masters and their leaders will never allow them to know that they have what they are looking for. They will intimidate them and tell them that yes, we are in charge, which we discussed in one of our services. We say that a caretaker does not give the tenants the number of the landlord. Because if they do, the business of a caretaker is ended. So nobody who has authority will withhold anything from his fellow human being. Because I have my own authority, go and generate your own. And the only thing I give you is to give you a laid down principle, just as I'm doing now. The address of how you can source power and galvanize the power to use it to gain authority and enter into rest as I am. Understand? Now, telling you that these people now who are just like the question you say, standing and say, I'm a man of God, I'm a general overseer, I'm this. And why I laugh at them is because what they are using is power. And that power, they are using it wrongly. You understand? Wrongly because they don't even show the followers the power. They told them that what is not power is power. And how do you know that something is power? When it is cumulative in effect. When it is additive. According to the 10th laws of truth. He said that truth is cumulative and expansive. That is to say, if you have power and have gathered enough power, when you enter into rest, that power you have interacted with and have been able to use properly will pick a spirit and you go and enter into rest. Then the spirit start working. The value you generated from it starts working. So you enter into rest. That's what the book of Hebrews chapter 4 is saying. Do everything you can do to enter into rest. And when you get into rest, that is the book of Romans chapter 8. The Spirit pray for you and act on your behalf. And go before you to make the crooked places straight, and break in pieces the gate of brass, and cut inside at the bars of iron, and the treasure of darkness shall be given unto you. Why? Because you have become an affiliation with Spirit, because you have justified that you know how to use power in a right form. Simple. Now, let's see the deception here. Why somebody now is giving you a wrong thing in the name of power. Somebody will tell you, okay, go and fast. Go into midnight prayer. Come and sow seed. Then all these things cannot give you what? Spiritual power. It can't give you spiritual power. Because what tells you it's not power? It doesn't have cumulative effect. After doing all those midnight prayer, the night you didn't wake up to pray, that's the day Satan would come and whip you, sleep with you, beat hell out of you. Why? Because it's not cumulative in effect.
You couldn't solve such problem outside doing that particular activity.
Outside doing that particular activity. So you can never enter into rest. So every midnight you must wake up to pray, because there is no storage to store that rubbish and garbages you are generating every day. But if it is power, when you do it and fast for once, that's all for the rest of your life. You enter into rest. It's not every January you come and institute fasting. You understand? And say, okay, everybody has to fast this January. Next January, you go into fasting. 2006, you go into fasting. 2008, you go into fasting. Can't you see you are in a hell? Yes. Praying without ceasing is thinking good, speaking good, and doing good without ceasing, which is a daily activity. So in every time of your life, you are praying when you are calm and thoughtful and thinking of what you can do to help humanity and bring people out of problems. I don't have altar in my house as religious do. I don't have any time. I don't follow me, but understand what I'm saying, right? We don't have anything. Yeah, okay, follow me then, because it is working. All right. I don't have time. I said, okay, we have to gather together to pray in my house. Why are you praying for? Go and wash your plate is a prayer. All right? Go and wash your plate is a prayer. Go and tidy up this thing. Go and wash your clothes is a prayer. Let us plan on how to conquer poverty in this family. These are prayers. Then why are you not reading? Go and read. Reading is a prayer. Studying is a prayer. So I cannot go to my child who is in dining room or in reading room reading and say, come, let us pray. That thing which she is doing is a prayer. Because if she cumulatively pay attention to that, by tomorrow she will enter into rest financially. Nobody will boss her around. But if we now say, okay, every midnight when you're supposed to read your books, you now come and start praying, you are denying that child future. Because by tomorrow, the prayer cannot work for him, for her, or him. You understand? Because that prayer is not cumulative. So let us structure things and understand what prayer is. That reading your books is prayer. Teaching your children not to waste their time on anything that is not cumulative is prayer. And when they understand it, everybody should go into field work. Prayer cannot write exam for you. Am I communicating with you? So religion has destroyed humanity, and they keep on destroying. Because when you start talking, they say, hey, what are you trying to say? Thank God that we are conclusive, extensive, and intensive in our discussion. Yeah. No fool can argue our message. Yes, if you hear 2 or 3 of them, because it will expose you to madness. You will know that you are a mad person, that you have been misled. So, all those fasting you are giving to someone, why can't you fast once and for all? Jesus fasted once. And it ends. And he didn't even stop there. In the book of Matthew chapter 9 verse 15, he told his disciples, you people should not fast because I'm around. So my own fasting has covered your own fasting. Then in the book of Matthew chapter 17, where the religious are now getting it wrong, they say this cannot go without praying and fasting. He spoke to them in private, not in the public. That if you people now want to become priests and pastors, you have to initiate your priesthood with fasting, which me myself did 40 days and 40 nights without food, without fruits, only taking water. If you don't take water for 7 days, you are gone, because your body is made up of 75% of water. So don't allow anybody to deceive you and go into fasting without water. I think we are still breaking it down, solving this problem. Right? Okay. So immediately there is no water in your system, you are going to have a blood clot and you are going to die. Is that okay? So please drink water while fasting. Me, if you want to be a pastor, not a follower of a pastor should fast for you, because he's the one collecting your tithes and offering, and you are working in his church, right? Helping him to. No. This is it.
No, that's reality.
Understand? Yeah, working for him. So if he should give you a fasting, tell him to give me back my money, my tithes. Because it's a division of labor. All right? Okay? That, by the way, you meet us. That's by the way. So,
asking questions.
Or commenting on this thing. So, you now find out that all these religious gyration are not cumulative. That's why you see somebody with vibrant energy. That Jesus called me, I'm doing that, I'm born again, I have what I call, I had an encounter with one great man of God, he laid hand on me, fire will burn. After 2-3 years, you go back at home, bring Bible and start crying. And say, hey, God, why me? Why me? I'm bearing witness for you, and there is nothing to show. Who told you are bearing witness to God? You are bearing witness to your general overseer. He made you a slave. You know? All right. So now these are those things that doesn't have cumulative effect. They are destructive, and that tells you that that is not power. So many people have, through seed sowing, empty their pocket and become wretched. Right? Okay. That is not power. A woman who is looking, a girl that is looking for a husband, go and start sowing seed so that he get married, is a lie. The power is there. Develop your character. Leave alcohol, leave fornication, leave lie, leave smoking, leave wayward life, become decent. Power will come, and marriage will come. Don't sow seed to get married. Otherwise, you get married to someone who will beat you black and blue. When that money finishes, right, then they will come after you. Then you will sow a seed of my husband not beating me. There will be a seed for that one again.
Good, I don't want the anger to be there.
Yes, you come and sow a seed so that your husband, because you started with seed. Is that okay? So you continue when you want to have that power. When you want to have that authority as a married girl. It's not through sowing seed. Change your character. Start living right. So that marriage will come. Not through sowing seed. So you find out that all these religious things, not even one is a source of power. So that is how you know that you are doomed and ruined. When you are doing something, is it fasting? So many people have fasted for 21 days. Some have fasted 3 days dry. Some have slept in a mountain like you, 7 days, no results, no impact. Why? Because it is not truth. Truth is cumulative and expansive. Okay?
You have just nailed it.
Okay?
For you to know that you have power, you want to use the power to solve it.
Yes.
Kind witchcraft is disturbing
Yeah.
ancestral spirit.
Yeah.
And you're praying and fasting, and there is no result. It means you are not carrying that power.
Yes.
To stop that.
You don't even know the power. Talk more of getting it.
Are you seeing it now?
Understand? Because if you know the power, right? If you know the power, you will use the power to generate authority. And when you have authority, witches and wizards don't even come close to you. That's the difference. Okay. It's people that have power that struggle with witches and wizards, because you are still in elementary use of what nature has already created.
Okay. Trying to master it.
You are trying to master it. That's when Satan can fight with you to deceive you not to master those nature. Right? And if they succeed at that point, you become a slave to them. They will now have authority over you instead of you having authority over them. This is the reason why people who have not entered into rest or do not have authority, they struggle with Satan every day. But look at us. We don't fight Satan. We live above Satan. Why? Because we have authority.
Now you bring it to this way. You are teaching. So I want to marry it.
Okay.
Now someone who has power. Say born again. When you become saved.
Yes. You have authority. Yes. By being born again, you have power. And then you continue struggling. I cast you out in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. Any power holding me every day. I have never for one day, for over 50 years, pray like God Almighty, Ancient of Days, this. No, not even for one day. Why? I have authority. I have concluded my assignment. We have signed memorandum of understanding between me and Satan. Any day you see me, you go away. Don't even come to my property. All right? Yes. Then the angel will sign memorandum of understanding with angels and God. Then we now show Satan that I'm now confirmed to terrorize you. So where you see me, you run. But where I see you, I will not run. You can only see me, catch me, if I make mistakes by committing sin or error. That's the only way you can catch me. But because I have authority, there is no guesswork. I'm now living a perfect life. So I'm living above moral error and moral mistake. So there is no network that will link Satan to me anymore. Then why am I praying?
You've mastered. I think what you did here now, I think our viewers learn more is that those praying, fasting, blah. You just gave the detailed principles that could give you power.
Okay.
Now, whosoever in humility, in love, in tolerance, in forgiveness, in that, and begin to practice it and master it, will arrive at authority.
You arrive at authority.
Satan will
leave you away. When the demon, the deities, which your wife's parents covenanted with for the birth of her, according to them, wanted to take her life. When you people
37,
at the age of 37, right? Then when you came here, right? Did we ask you people to fast? Yeah? Your wife stayed in my house for like
close to 2 months.
2 to 3 months.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Did you people see me someday? Excuse me, I want to pray.
You never did that.
I never did that. Never did that. The wife will be in coma for like 3 days, not knowing where she is. But if I just come, Satan begin to run away. You, when you came here, have I ever given you fasting to fast? No. I said, think good, speak good, and do good. And I know you can't think good and speak good and do good because you don't know the principles. Now I began to teach you and explain truth for you. And after that, you gain authority over what? Over Satan. You know, before you stop midnight prayer, it took you time. Like how many months staying here? Because it has already entered your blood in religious sector.
But it took a while.
Yes. The only thing that saved you that you were not arguing us. Those ones you have not understood, you just kept quiet and continue watching how they go. If you had argued us as people, anyway, you didn't even have option to argue us because you have exhausted all your religious jingoism. All your religious jingoism. You get it exhausted. So when you came here, you have to listen. Even the one that seems to be confusing, you just kept quiet till every of them was detailed and they fizzled out. All the doubt fizzled out. But tell us when you stopped doubting us when we pray. That's season out to pray without season. Tell us.
Honestly, actually, in that aspect, it was difficult. I think it stopped, let's say, within the middle, not really middle of this year, but in between that third month or so.
Okay, third month
of this year.
Okay.
Because
that is almost 1 year of your staying here.
Yes, because I had a covenant, as in I had this.
You see what religion can do.
So, but when I keep on, anytime he talks about it, I say, but this set time for me, I felt God told me that when it is so time every day, I should wake up and pray.
Yes.
And I kept doing that.
Okay.
And any day I skip it, I feel guilty. Until one day, when he keep on talking about it, so I now put up a question. And I asked, what about, does it mean that one cannot have a covenant time with God? So that was the question I asked based on that.
Yes.
I now told me that setting a time, calling it a covenant time, is demonic.
It's demonic.
Yes. Sir.
Yes.
So
because God does not use human timing.
So that was the only thing that changed my perspective. And even at then, I still struggle
to get off that. Because it has already entered into your blood system. You see what religion does? When they come, they dehumanize you, anesthetize you, give you spiritual tremor. You'll be looking like this and you're not seeing. They do everything they could through their propaganda to sterilize you and make you impotent. That you can't reason, you can't think. Then when it enter into your bloodstream, you are finished. That's what Jesus was saying, that you people use the word of God, the doctrines of men, to make the word of God of no effect. They use doctrines. Before you see God, you are tired. I was discussing with you in my office today. I said the danger of religion, anybody can evacuate. Like, Pentagon, when there is an alarm that a story building is collapsing, everybody has to evacuate, run away from that, because the thing will collapse on you. If you don't leave religion, you are finished. Because a child, just like this power we're talking about, a child will just be growing up naturally, gaining power, gathering momentum to gain authority. Before you know, they begin now to teach them their religious doctrine. This is the way to access God. This is the way to pray to God. This is the way to see God. This is the way to dream dreams. This is the way to see vision. You are gone. I gave you an illustration. I said, have you seen where a cellophane bag is kept in a garden? It covers the seed. When the seed is growing, it will begin to struggle and suffocate, to look for a way out, to express itself. Not because naturally it cannot blossom and grow fine, but because of that nylon that covered it, the barrier, you begin to struggle. You begin to struggle. Other weeds will be growing. Other vegetables will be growing. But that one covered with polythene begin to struggle, begin to struggle, begin to struggle. Then if eventually sees away, it has already been deformed.
Yes, it will no longer be the way it was.
It will no longer be naturally as it's supposed to be. Eventually sees the way. Then as it is struggling to grow out, the other trees neighboring this thing had grown very fast. Now it will come and it will be more intimidated by the shadow of other. Do you understand? So, yeah, you understand? So that is what, yes. So that's what religion does. Immediately a child is born, they put that person on a cage and begin to groom. Before the person go out to the society, is already disoriented.
Start with baptism, all those things.
All those doctrines, water baptism, immersion, sprinkling, catechism, Sunday school, evening class, and all that, they continue reorienting you till it enters your brain. When you come to society, before you struggle out of the society, you're already in a pit.
Some will even die at the verge of trying to find the way they will end up.
Yes. Are you there? Now, that's abuse of power, which is why religion is demonic and satanic. They give you things. But if you are growing like the children raised in the New Jerusalem and people seeing us now, listening to us, what you do? Show children what is power. Immediately you show them what is power. Power is everywhere. This one, that one is power. Humility is power. Patience is power. Responsibility is power. Being resourceful is power. Generating value is power. Being sincere is power. Learning a trade or skill is power. Reading your books is power. Then when you tell them that, they begin to gather their own power. So the power, the authority you have is measured by the extent to which you know how to use power, which is natural, not gotten anywhere, but within and around you, which Jesus was telling the disciples in Luke chapter 17, that the kingdom of God is in and around you. You understand? Now, I give you more illustration. Can anybody give me a bunch of key?
Not really a bunch.
Okay, let me use this one. Thank you. All right. You see this bunch of key? Let's assume that this thing is 100. This is what Truth Market is doing to humanity. This is 100 pieces of key that makes a bunch. And somebody now comes and tell you, go and open. Jacob, I know this is the door to my office, key to my office. Right. Now somebody just come with a bundle of key that has 100 pieces of it and throw it away. Go and open my office. Now you will gladly collect it. Why are you gladly collecting it? Because you have collected the key. Now you go. He didn't specify which particular one for the door. Then you start struggling. You might test 99 keys before you find the right one to the door. Now, so many people don't have the patience to test up to 99. Some can give up at 40 and tell you that this thing is not working. That's religion for you. People continue aspiring in religion because they have a bundle of key which they say Jesus, God, Allah, and throw to humanity. Come and break this Allah down. Come and break God down so that everybody will know the stage and the class you are in and how to arrive at where you are. Now, it can never be individualized. Then, if they want to say fasting, they will bring 1 million people, give them one topic that is not detailed. Now, whether you are in primary 1 or primary 2 in the spiritual ladder, it doesn't matter. The man of God has said it. But if it were truths that they are discussing, if you bring 1 million people, just as I'm talking now, everybody knows where it's touching him. Now, if you bring 1 million people begin to discuss truths atomically with explanation, everybody begin to pick the level and the way he's defaulting by that one single word you are speaking. Now, those 1 million people would not know where to run to. Religion bring 10 things and call it one. Confusion. But we, the messengers of God, the living saints, what we do, we bring 10 things and tell you there are 10 and scatter it in pieces for you. Define all of them. So anyone you want to pick, you pick. Anyone you don't want to pick for the time being, you leave it because you have not qualified to leave it. But when you bring 10 things and call it one, somebody who is in primary 1 would have it. Spiritual primary 1 would hold it. Someone in spiritual primary 4 will have it. Somebody in university would have it. Then how do they go? The one in primary 1 is a confusion to him. The one in secondary school is a confusion to him. It is the person who is in university, whom we don't even know how he got to university. Because if he actually got through the university, through the ladder of power, he would have known that this is 10 and help other people who are in primary school to break it down for them so that they will take it by piecemeal. So when you now say, pray, that's where I'm going to now. They will say, pray is a bunch of key to religious people. Yes. But when we now come to this bunch of key, pray without ceasing, we now have to break prayer down and say that prayer is thinking good, speaking good, and doing good. So either of these you are doing at any point in time, you are praying.
Not necessarily that your mouth must be.
Yes, not necessarily that your mouth will be shaking and every other thing will shake it.
You have given the person a specific key.
You have given the person a specific key. You see? So when we now say fast, people will now say, okay, they say we should fast. They go into fasting. But when we came, we said that there are digital form of fasting and analog form of fasting. An analog form of fasting is biological fasting, which is obsolete, denying yourself food. We now say that the digital form of fasting is what gives you power, gives you spiritual authority. And that digital form of fasting is what? Fast from anger, malice, envy, jealous, hatred, negligence, complaint, regret. Every negative emotional form of fasting, envy, jealous, you abstain from that. That is the fasting God recommends. And that is the one that will bring the purity of your heart to have contact with God. Then it will give you what? Authority. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, people say, at the mention of the name Jesus, every knee shall bow. That is bringing 10 things and calling it one. We now came and said, no. Let us see the power behind the name Jesus, which is authority. I don't know whether people are getting it. The name Jesus is what? Is authority. But you can never use that name unless you get the power that gave rise to that name. And we broke it into 3, and say that the name of Jesus is 3 in 1. What you think, what you do, and what you speak must be positive for the name of Jesus to work for you as an authority. So power lies in thinking good, speaking good, and doing good. Then when you think good, speak good, and do good, then you gain that authority. The name Jesus begin to work for you. That's why I will not give you fasting, but I command demon to leave you, it will leave you. But religion will give you fasting, and they call the name Jesus and nothing will happen. Why? Because they don't know the power that made up that authority. Do you understand?
Yes.
So these are confusion, and we are dissecting it now so that everybody will live religion. That's the beginning of wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is
religion.
the yes. the rejection of religion. That's the beginning of wisdom.
So, when you say leave religion, somebody will ask, does it mean we should not go to church again?
Yes.
Sitting at home doing nothing.
Yes. You should go to church to learn a new things that will help you. That when you go home and put it into practice, it start working. Then if what you are receiving, you are putting it in practice and it's not working and it is not cumulative, then you are in the bad market. You are in the market of Satan. Now you can come to truth market. Where when you pick a word, you can put it, any soup you want to prepare, you prepare. Any problem you want to solve, by understanding, you put it into practice.
Maybe go by your definition of what you come to church to do.
Okay.
So you don't come to church for spiritual assistance.
Yes.
You come to church to get spiritual power.
To get spiritual, yes. To get, you see, we are preaching. You don't come for spiritual assistance because nobody can assist you spiritually. You have it. The Spirit is in you. You come to church to gain spiritual power and understanding on how to use it. Nobody can assist you spiritually. Because there's some pastor who is claiming to solve a problem. As long as he doesn't know the source of power, right? He himself has a problem. So you're going to church, as by your question, is not to come to church to begin to make noise. And for somebody begin to repeat to you what happened 2,000 years ago, that David killed Goliath, and Jesus was baptized in River Jordan, and the name of Jesus is Jesu Yamashihu. All those things are irrelevant. Are you there?
Yes.
So in a school where you are seeing that, you have to leave. Now we are available as the Church of the Firstborn. So you can use us to stay. Many people that have come from different parts of this country, right, to come here, when they go home, they don't go to church. They use MP3 and watch us online, and they are done.
Yes.
No guilt found in them. So that is it. They could go to church. They should have been going to church by force. But now truth has come. They will reject it on choice because they have seen something that makes their things obsolete. Is that okay? All right. So these are the things. Power is hidden where people are not expecting it.
So how would just
That's why when Jesus was born, they were expecting him. No. It can't be. It can't be. So somebody who has authority, all right, is that rejected stone that's turned to become chief cornerstone. And you must be that person where the first become the last and the last become the first. Why? Because truth does not have fun at the beginning. People are rushing to crusade, to get power, looking for man of God to fall on the floor for. Whereas the power is there. So at that point, you sit to begin to harmonize and understand and pay attention to understand power and the secret of power. What happens? Everybody will go by and say you are not going to church. You are an atheist. Now, like me, if a atheist is somebody who is not going to church, I was an atheist, so to say. I was a church dropout because I wasn't going to church through my childhood till now. You understand? Why wasn't I not going to church? I was looking for principle. God told Abraham, leave there and come to Mesopotamia. Because religion is pursuing things in group, not individually. But when you get individual awakening, can somebody who is in secondary school, in university, can you be taught by somebody in primary school? Academically, okay, you can learn from a child anyway. But academically, is it supposed? Then if you are learning, then that means something is wrong with you. All right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, based on that self-interaction with nature and awakening, I was doing good. I was solving problems. I was putting people, getting my money, spending it on scholarship. Which was a shock to you when I was telling you that when I was riding Okada, as an Okada man, I had 4 people under my scholarship. Yes, as an Okada man. So I was doing good. I mustn't go to church before I become a good person. I can leave church, but God have not left me. You understand? We can leave church and God has not left you. Immediately you know the truth shall set you free.
Wow.
So that is the reason, because church has been polluted. That's why God gave us the name, the church of the firstborn in the book of the Hebrew. So he was expecting the church of the firstborn to correct the errors that have gone in all the churches. He said, he who have ear, let him listen to the information given to the churches, that he who overcame, I will give the white stone, which nobody knoweth except, and I'll give him a new name, which is that church of the firstborn.
So that churches were already in error.
Already in error.
So the duration of the years, because some church before you say this, they have stayed 100 years.
Yes.
So when you want
The old age of Methuselah has nothing to do with wisdom of Solomon. Is that okay?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter of age. Yeah, just like what I told you now. Somebody give you a bunch of key and didn't give you specification on how to use the key. You can stay there for the rest of your life.
Okay, so I want to come in this way.
Okay, go on.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
People haven't talked so much about power and authority in this dimension. Now, I want to digress a little, or let me look at it from the other side of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
What about people who force people, who, they say they are exercising authority and power by coercing people to do things, forcing them, using force, using maybe by bullying, by shouting. So this was the original understanding, initial understanding we had about somebody who have power, authority. The use of gun, trying to collect people's things by force. So these are the people who believed had power and authority. So now people who use force, to make people do things. So what do you now call them? Where do you classify them?
You classify them, those that are using power in error.
Okay.
Then it become evil and generates demon.
Yeah, okay.
So gun was not created for you to use it and shoot somebody. Gun is for animals, not for human beings. But in a situation where you now create gun to use it to kill people, then that means you are using power in a wrong way.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. Then it becomes evil and generates evil. Look at many countries. They spend billions on defense and security. Why are you securing people in a city where people knows God or have truth? You don't need that, because nobody is even interested to take any man's property, because you know you can get it by yourself. You understand? Yes. Now, two, when you take what belongs to someone, why won't you guide it with God? Because the person should come after you to take it. But if you are living your destiny, who is interested? Like now, somebody who kills me. If you kill me, can you do what I'm doing? No. Why? Because the authority I have is inward.
Self-generated.
It's self-generated. So if you need to be in my position, go and generate your own. So if power had been broken down to people, for people, either by the government or by the so-called religious leaders, everybody would have been free. Because what is the need of stealing things I know I can get by myself over time and space? It is religion that tells people now who is not doing something. You see somebody without a job, without anything, praying that this year is my year of breakthrough. Are you breaking through? Are you a criminal? Breaking through to correct something whose property that is not yours. You see? Now, the person will ideally be praying and fasting. I'm trusting God. Trusting God. What are you doing? What is your skill? What do you know how to do? You understand? You are trusting God for miracle. From where? Can you solve any problem? What did Jesus tell us in the book of Matthew chapter 20 verse 27? He said, let the greatest among you become your servant. So there is nobody who is solving problem that is not a great person. There is nobody who knows how to use power rightly that is not a great person. You have authority naturally. You see? So now, the money they are using now to secure life and property. Secure property, not life. They can't secure life. Right? Because as soon as you don't have peace, you're already a dead man. Not until they use gun to kill you. Is that okay? Right. It is truth that secures life, not money, not gun, not police. Right? So it's property they are securing. Now, that money you spend on that, why can't you use it to develop every individual? Do you steal from yourself? The answer is no. When you know that everybody is one, what's the need of security? Then, if you know that money is not authority, right? If somebody say he wants to take your money, you can give the person and look for authority. What is that authority? Capacity to solve problems. Capacity to be contented. Capacity to tolerate people. Capacity to love. Now, when Jesus was killed, that gave him authority. He didn't say, John or Peter, use a knife and cut somebody's ear. That is power. He has ammunition. Or do I call it political or knife power?
Knife power.
Is that okay? Yes. He has that power to to commit violence. He cut ear. Jesus said, no, bring the ear and replace it. Place it back. That is tolerance. That is being a solution. Place it back. That's where Jesus got his authority.
Doing good.
Yeah, doing good, thinking good, tolerating people, forgiving people. That's where he gained his authority. He didn't gain his authority through violence, through forcing people. So
I think people misunderstood. No, I wanted to come in somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know whether people understood this.
Hold on. Do you understand? Am I communicating with you? What?
So you don't gain power through forcing people, right?
There is what they call in government legitimacy.
Okay.
Legitimacy is power somebody give you willingly.
Okay.
Respect somebody give you willingly. Not by force. Which we say there are two types of ownership. Godly and ungodly. You can own people by force or own people by love. All of you, I own you by love. There is nothing, I'm not monitoring any of you. But because of the love and the truth I've expressed with you, you can't default because we're already in a union. But if I force you to be here, many of you would have been telling me that this your interview stays so long. We will cut it within 1 hour. But everybody is enjoying because we are equal. As I'm talking, you are the one talking. Everybody, there is a cross-fertilization of idea. Nobody is under tension. Then if we say we are tired, we all leave. So you don't generate authority by what? By force. You generate authority by love. That is the reason why many religions think they are worshiping God. By telling you, if you don't come to church, you will go to hell. If you don't pay your tithe, you go to hell. You have already created hell by making them to fear you. You have already created hell by telling somebody, if you go to another church, I'll kill you. If you join any other religion, we will kill you. You have already created hell for that person. Allow the person. If you have something, if you see something that is greater than your own, let him go. You don't use force to control people. If you use force to control people, as religious people do, it becomes demonic. It becomes evil. That's the wrong use of power. So if you want to gain authority, gain it through love. Gain it through forgiveness. Somebody have been hurting you. Right? Somebody have been hurting you, stepping on your toes, arguing you. You keep quiet. You continue doing good. Like you now, which we finished discussing now. I knew that we were struggling over my teaching. But I used the 6 laws of truth, which say that truth does not have expiring date, but inspiring date. Truth is not for some people. So knowing that as long as what I'm speaking is truth, one day it will inspire you to drop all those your religious contamination. But I would have shown you and say, if you know that you are not going to obey my word, stop coming to church. And I will single-handedly fish you out and throw you away like I told you not to pray midnight prayer and you are praying midnight prayer. But I allowed you. If that's what you choose to suffer yourself, continue suffering yourself. One day, by the sixth laws of truth, you will be inspired. And when you are inspired, did anybody force you to stop it? Now, if I had forced you to stop it, you will fight me. Why? That I'm stopping him the covenant I have with God. But allow you for time and season for you to know that it is not God that spoke to you. It is the demon and your religious makeup. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Allow you.
The time you gave explanation as regards to this midnight prayer, I don't know. You gave me. That's why I'm saying that it is this ability, your ability to explain things.
Yes.
In the detail, when I'm bringing nature into it, that is the reason why most of us were able to let go.
Yes.
And those that are even going to
watching, they will let go by this nitty gritty.
You said that. You said when you were talking about this midnight prayer, wake up, you told me that Satan is not omnipresent.
Speak louder.
That Satan is not omnipresent.
Yes.
So for him to connect to every other people and make meeting, maybe have meeting with them, he will give you this whole time. Because if you finish with you, you are able to meet have another meeting with other people. So but God is omnipresent. At any point in time you pray, he will be there to answer you. So whoever is telling you that
by 12 o'clock
wake up,
is serving a demon.
Maybe it's
demonic.
Yeah. Honestly, that means.
Are you there? Yes. So these are the things. When you force people, just like this is what you're talking about, midnight prayer. Now, I told you people in our teaching someday, I say, these people, many people, general overseers, are the people who had occultic backgrounds. Who know when they travel as witches and wizards, a particular time, in the night. So when they now claim to have repented and become general overseer or leaders in the church, they now tell you, wake up, oh, you who have been sleeping peacefully, wake up, oh, it's by 12 o'clock that they used to travel. He won't tell you we used to travel. Now he thinks that the same demon he was serving is the same God you are serving. They use the same principle. You understand? You think that he now initiate it, infiltrate it into the church. We who are freeborn begin to live like slaves. You see the religion? So how did you know that Satan travel by 2 o'clock if you are not a witch? If you have not been a witch? If you are not an occult man? Then if Satan travel by 2 o'clock, then God travel by what? We need to know. Because you're supposed to know when God is traveling. Then if you ask me when the time God travel at all time, 24 hours a day.
It's moving.
In every day, because his omnipresence. So this is the occultic orientation they brought there. So if the explanation is not there, people will begin to say, what are you trying to say? Now, being a part of nature, right?
Yes.
I gave an illustration. If you keep a wall clock, all of you listen to me, practice it. If you keep a wall clock in a particular place over time, 2-3 years in your room, then when you remove that wall clock and change the direction, maybe it is in the east, you change it to west. Yes. You will be waking up every day.
It just happened to me yesterday.
It happened to you yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, you'll be waking up every day looking at that place you have already. Because you have been conditioned by stimulus that this is where the watch always be. It will take you time. So we are not forcing people now to follow the teaching of the New Jerusalem. Because it's not easy. Changing religion or living religion is like destroying your SIM card, which everybody have known you with. You change your number overnight. It's not easy. So that's why we take time to explain. When you go to YouTube now, you see, we don't have much viewers. But that is not our problem. In time to come, there will be traffic. But for now, people are still guessing to know whether there is any way we are going to contradict ourselves. So authority is not gotten by force. which we said, when you bring force into anything, whoever obeys that is giving you a lip service.
From the person's heart.
Not from the person's heart. That's what led to divorce in so many marriages. You get married to your wife. You don't wait to know the person's temperament and weaknesses, so to say. You say, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Any day you do this, I'll deal with you, I'll destroy you. We are all going to hellfire. You are destroying this. When you make that, you make your place a military zone. Hey, don't drink malt. If you drink malt, you are going to have diabetes. No. Allow them gradually. Begin to explain to them why they should not do what they are doing. With explanation. With time, the person will understand it. But if you use those regimented force, now, in your absence, they will do it. In your presence, they will pretend. Because you put force. The person have not gotten understanding. You have not spoken to the person's spirit. You are using force. Which we said, don't avoid sin because you'll be punished. Avoid sin because sin is not in your nature. So power gives you all these things. When you know what power is, you know where power lies. When your wife is fearing you, right? You don't have authority over her.
Really?
You are living with 2 people. 3 people. One is your wife when you are around. Another one is your wife, the second wife, when you are not around, and including you. So you have 3. Listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, you have 2 wives. One is the one when you are around, and the other one is the wife when you are not around. Because immediately you leave the house, those things you told her not to do, which she didn't understand why she should not do it, she will go and start doing it. If you come, hey, honey, how? You come back, okay? Now, maybe your car spoiled on the road. You are calling him, you travel, and call her that, hey, my car spoiled on the road. You say, where? He say, in a forest. He say, honey, look for where to sleep now. Because she doesn't want you home.
Wow.
Honey, look for where to sleep. You travel to our village. You say, hey, I'm done. I want to come by tomorrow. You say, hi. Have you finished with mommy? Have you finished? Stay. You know, mommy have been missing you. Stay now. Play with the children. Go meeting to listen to the elders. So that when you come back, you teach the children. Now, it's postponing your coming back. So that's the second self. You will be able to practice it before you come back. Why? Because you are a tyrant in that house. You don't create allowance. You don't create space. You don't take time to tell people why all of us must follow this thing. It's working. You see what is breaking families? You come to pulpit, you are a good man. You go home, you are a demon. 2 persons. So if you don't want to have 2 wives, polygamy, so many people are practicing polygamy.
With 1 person?
Yes, with 1 person. The original wife, you are the wife when you are around, and the wife when you are not around, because you have forced so many things he's not used to. This is somebody coming from different orientation to your home, from different background to your home, because truth is not there to say everybody should behave alike, unless you marry in New Jerusalem. Now, when that person now come, it will take time for you to understand. When my wife came, I wasn't eating meat, but now I'm eating all. So don't say what is giving me power is because I'm not eating meat. I keep on clearing it because religious people are so confused.
Exactly.
They say, when the servant was discussing, he was not eating meat. So that is where his power is. No, my power lies in love, tolerance, humility, patience. Start practicing it, you'll be greater than me. Very sharp and soon. Okay, now I wasn't eating meat. But guess what? When I go out, I buy them fish. I buy them meat. Cook, eat. That is your level.
Force that on them.
I don't force them or force it on them. You know? So this is how it's supposed to be till they gain understanding. Then if there is any sin in eating meat, take time to explain to them before you take it away from them. So to make something old, you bring something that is new. So bring something that is new. Anything that is not working, how to make it obsolete is bring something that works. So we are saying religion is not working. We are bringing the teaching of the New Jerusalem, which works. When you put it into practice, you see it working. So many families are in crisis, sitting under gunpowder on this ground that a man is claiming that he has authority over this family. Don't give your siblings 1 naira. Don't travel to village. Or don't do this one. No, why? If she wants to travel to village, let her give you reasons why she will travel to village. Then you will give her reason why she should not travel to village. Whosoever have a higher point will follow the person, whether he's a Jew or a Gentile, whether he's a male or female, whether he's a husband or a wife. It is only truth that can save humanity, not that force and violence. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wow. Well digested.
Is that okay? So when children, even your children, don't allow your children to be afraid of you. Hey, dad is around. Dad is around. Then something is wrong. There is something you are suppressing them from doing.
Yes.
Self-expression.
Are you there? You are putting them in a bottle. Allow them to make that mistake. Take time to correct them with understanding. You know, my little child now, when he comes back from this thing, he say that the Trinity is watching television because he's still a small kid. Give me something to sharpen my brain.
Who is saying,
Are you
who
there?
says that?
Light.
Okay.
Yes, give me something to sharpen my brain. Okay, give me calculation to sharpen my brain. You see? So, we catch phones. You know, we catch phones, then we are now programming them into learning. Because already I've told him you are going to be an engineer. So science is still studying maths and all that and all that. So he's warming up for those things.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So this is it. So when you come home and you are out, they are the same. That means we said truth is a straight line. Jude, can you remind me the laws of truth that say that truth is a straight line? And the shortest distance to any destination is a straight line. So when you begin to follow life in crooked way, you travel very far and yet you will not get there. So look for truth so that everybody will be okay. You will be directly heart to your wife, heart to your children, which is that straight line, because truth is connecting all of you.
Is that why you say that shortcut is a long distance?
Yes, shortcut is, yes. There's a long. So the shortest distance to any destination is a straight line. So, and truth is a straight line. Yes. So when you want to go direct to somebody, use truth with explanation. That's 4 laws of truth. Say that truth does not need emphasis, but explanation. So whatever you are doing, don't emphasize it. If you do this, I will die, you'll die. If you do this, how many of you have we threatened about heaven and hellfire? We give you a principle on how to stay in heaven. Period. You feel very calm. Christianity made easy, made it simple. Is that okay? Yes. All right. So I think you have gotten what I'm saying. Yes. So what gives you authority is love. Tolerance. Somebody have step on your toes, you forgive. Explain. Do anything wrong, you forgive, you explain. Remember, religious forgiveness is different from our own forgiveness. Because forgiveness means when you forgive somebody, give the person explanation of why he will not do that thing again. Get him convicted and correct him. That is a genuine and true forgiveness. But if forgives in the lip without explanation, the person will go and repeat the same mistake tomorrow. If not you, to another person. So the word forgiveness means forgive. Giving somebody something in advance. So that when you need it, you'll be able to give it back to you.
This is something very important.
Okay.
Like this forgiving. If the person in question is these people that don't want to listen, don't have opportunity to explain, doesn't mean you won't let go.
You let go. That means you free your spirit. You don't have anything against him. And if the person is somebody who does not allow you to explain, that means you will not be close to that person. So being free, you walk away. Then the person can go with his or her ignorance, which is child of perdition. So it's no longer you that is troubled, it's the person that is troubled. So you are free to go.
Another one. At the course of this discussion,
you
made a comment. I also want a clarification so that our viewers will not misunderstand.
Including you.
No, I'm okay.
Okay, you're okay.
Before you
all
said
right, okay.
You weren't going to church before.
Yeah.
Somebody who is listening is, it's my type, or me, I don't even go to church. Because so many people are stopped going to church.
Yeah.
But you, when you weren't going, you were at the right lane, you were doing good.
Yes.
But there are so many people that have left church. Some have entered the Menala, some have entered into them, some have entered
smoking
into so
and
many wrong
drinking.
things.
Yes.
Please, what will you tell them?
Okay, that's why they will be destroyed. I keep on telling them, stop, don't keep on going to church till you find what works. The only reason why I was not going to church is because I found what works.
Yes.
You understand? Through this knowledge, I didn't believe anybody would give me power. Any man of God, both dead and alive, who have ever laid hand on me to receive power should come and explain. So it is what I gathered by my own personal experience. And my relationship with God is what I'm sharing to people. So plus or minus, everybody is a teacher because everybody has a power. So when you gain authority, you explain to people how you arrived there so that everybody will be free. But when you are using power, you will not explain because you feel somebody will take it away from you. You understand? So when I was not going to church, I was doing good. Do you know that when I was a child, they were asking me, which church do you be? I say, I am a multi-denominational worshiper. As a little child. Multi-denominational worshiper. Anywhere you feel it is, I can go anywhere. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not anywhere. If I go to my brother's house, if they are going to church, I follow them to their denomination. If I come at home, you say it's Catholic, I follow you. If you say it's anything, I will go. But I know myself and I know what I'm looking there. And when I get there, the God in me, the power I have, inborn, which everybody has, will just be there telling me that these people are getting it wrong. I look people around, look their behavioral pattern, I know whether what they are speaking is really genuine or not. Then, in the many churches I have ever gone to, you find out that children are the people whom you can see God in. All other people, including my brother who was taking me as the elder, all of them are hypocrites. Because I remember the day we went to, I won't call the name of the church. They used to have a crusade. It's not crusade, retreat. So we went in Kano. So they went for retreat. And me and my brother is a very close, my elder brother, is a very close person. So he's dedicated and committed in a religious way. All right? Now, we got there, they were sharing rice. Sharing rice, passing, giving everybody. So now, they give my brother. And he's find out that this one is shops. It's not big enough. He carried that one and used it to share love. Because he knows he's expecting a bigger one. And tell me and give another person. Then they brought the one that is full. He give to me. They brought another one that is not full. He used it to share love. They brought a big one. He collect it. And two of us now begin to eat. Have you seen it? So he is there monitoring the one that can. Now, go to a religious place, bring a bottle of malt. You will cause a problem because there are going to be a stampede.
Sure.
Everybody will struggle to get. You see them fighting over nothing. Is that okay? So now, that was me going to church. All right? I go to study. I go to observe. After observing, immediately I saw something that is not working. I leave. So this is what I was doing. So those that are still trapped, continue. Because if you leave church, right, you would not be able to find the truth when you see it.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. But now, everybody is free to leave church as far as we are concerned. Because truth is available. And we have that license for you to ask us anything about God. We'll explain it to you. So when the perfect comes, the imperfect disappears. So religion must go. Be it people practicing Christianity as a religion and those that are in other religion, they must go.
Okay.
So I like your highlight. It's very, very important. Talking about it. People before now, continue. Because if you leave them, you will not have enough energy and understanding. Because what gives you authority still over powers, principalities and power, is that analytical view to life, able to see the beginning and the end. Now, when I was a child, I just understand the nature of God. And that nature of God is love. I think that is making sure. My first principle was, don't do anything that does not benefit whoever it affects. So each time I come into a relationship, I don't discuss anything to favor me. I discuss it in a way it is going to favor us. That's why I was telling you people, I've never cheated any person since I was born on earth. Anybody can come and testify. Anybody I've related with, I've never cheated anybody. Because of that one single act of principle. Do you know that before I understood that religion was evil, right? Apart from picking people from Christian, to assist them and relate with them, it came to a point. I signed a contract with a Muslim people, with an imam, and told him that every Saturday, the whole water used in ablution, I will pay for it. I will pay. Then I was riding Okada. I was a cyclist.
What was your mind?
I was longing for a way to serve humanity.
No matter who you are.
No matter whichever. That's why our symbol, cliche was God is beyond religion. Whichever tribe you came from, I knew it from childhood. I render service. So I was buying water for them, this in transformer. Ablution. After every week, the Merua will come and collect money from me. All the water they are going to use.
And they knew that you weren't part of it.
Yes, they knew.
Collecting it.
Yes. I was serving life. Do you know that there was a time, I think in the newspaper I see with me, on 31st something, there was a newspaper published in Punch who is going to train and teach prisoners in Kuje prison. Then I was with Judo Bodo. I wasn't doing anything. I volunteered to go there to teach. Then still, when I never knew that religion is evil, I wanted to teach them English and CRK. Christians, religious demon. Are you there? Then I decided to do that. When I got there, before they tell me, bring your companies, this, and I say, company, I want to serve this, to teach these people. He said, bring your company registration, go to Control General, and all that. Protocols. That's how I left. But I wanted to teach from here, miles away, to go and teach in Kuje prison, these two subjects, free. So this desire and yearning to serve life have been. That's why I wasn't the one who called myself. I was doing my things, doing my business before God told me to come and become a man of God. Is that okay? So anybody, you can leave church, even if you are not following us. You can leave church, but don't fail to cheat. Don't fail to do good. And make sure you don't cheat. This is my own principle. Wherever you are, don't cheat anybody. Because as soon as you are cheating somebody, you are cheating yourself and blocking your future. I've never ended any relationship badly. There is nobody I have ever come encounter with. I will see tomorrow and start running away. Or that will see me tomorrow that will not greet me. It's never happened since I was born. Is that okay? So this is the nature and attributes of God. When you pick the attributes of God, you can ignore church. So why you should still be listening to us and be coming to church if you are close by, right? Is because we teach you new things every day. When you feel you have gotten exhausted, that there is nothing new you are listening or gaining from us, stop coming. Don't we say it? Yeah, stop coming. Then we have started deceiving you. So God is new every day, and you continue studying and knowing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
so
you
those
so
that are not going to church, please, if you want to start now. We have made truth available with us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
All right.
In a nutshell now,
Yeah.
having generated power, or having
using power to generate authority.
Using power to generate authority.
Okay.
Now, what is expected of you as an individual to do with that authority generally?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I know you said a lot of things, but categorically, so that somebody that is listening will now pick this. Okay, I have this power and I've used it to generate authority. Then this authority I've generated, what is expected of you?
To save and serve life selflessly.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, the three things you came into the world to do is to know the truth. Live the truth. Apply the truth to yourself and by yourself. Then, how you arrive at that, then use it to teach other people. That's all. Which is what I'm doing now. Then if you are a tailor, go and learn tailoring. After learning tailoring, use it. Right? You've gotten authority. Tailoring is power. Skill is power. Then learning that skill will give you authority. When you master in it, then use it to earn a living. And begin to use it to do what? To save life. Teach other people how to be a good and a perfect tailor. If you are a driver, do the same. If you are a student, do the same. Learn. Well, after learning, right? Use it and pass exam. Then teach other people. When I was at home after my WAEC, after I finished my secondary school, right? Okay, after I finished my secondary school, I made a blackboard. It's still in our mud house till today. Okay. I bought a bag of cement and cement the back, the wall, and had a board, a black board, which I used to teach all the villagers mathematics, how I succeeded in math. I wrote maths C5. See? All right, is this C5? This is B5. B5, yes. Then I used to teach them mathematics. Anybody taking exam, WAEC, come to my house. Free. After I finish before I enter university.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Not be today.
Before I enter university, the board is still there. Then anybody who wants to study, Chidi, Chikoma, many of them, I still remember their name, though I don't have their number now. They will come, I'll teach you how I succeeded in my own. So everybody should always be laying, life is a battle relay. Hand over whatever you have gotten to other people. Then if you get authority, you would never have scarcity in knowing that which you have authority over. Why? Because authority connects you to nature, connects you to God, and God's supply is infinite. Why people are struggling over life is because they have power, but they don't have authority. Authority connects you direct. It's Wi-Fi to heaven. And that is what Jesus was saying. The Son of Man, devil came to kill, to steal, to destroy. But the Son of Man came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. There is no way you can have abundant life unless you have authority. There is no way you can have rest unless you have authority. Can't you see over finances? I told you people. I retired at the age of 35. For over 15 years. Over 15 years, I have not been doing anything that has to do with generating money. Well, now I'm teaching people now how to make money. You know? Yes. Then who can retire? That is what we are looking for. Financial closures. Now, I'm no longer struggling. Any money that comes to my hand now, I share it. Why? Because my value and my power continue generating money for a lifetime. Is that okay?
Wait.
So, authority connects you to power. You people have seen it. Sometimes, I told you people have run this church for 11 years. And I've never had, for 10 years. It is from 11 to 12 years of it that you can come in my account and have 100,000 naira. I run this church for 10 years without having up to 100,000 naira that lasts 2 months in my account. Are you there? Yes. Why? I'm above power. I have authority. I have authority. I'm above power. So money is power. So why should I struggle for power?
You have something greater than power.
When I have something that is authority, that is greater than power. So when you begin to mature and in this authority level, you begin to live just like a Chidozie asked me. Understand? When you see people struggling over material things, I want to be famous, I want to be popular, I want to have spiritual power. Hey, say hi. How I wish these people would listen to me. Vanity upon vanity. But there is no vanity in authority. Thank you. There is no vanity in authority, but there is vanity in power. So power is built in nature, and everybody has power. Your ability to see is power. Your ability to hear is power. Your ability to talk is power. Your ability to walk is power. Your ability to use your hands is power. Your being in good health is power. Now, God is waiting for you to use this thing for good, repeatedly over experiences. Then you convert it into authority. Then you enter into rest. Then if you use your eyes to watch evil, right? And it corrupts your moral, then it becomes what? That it will generate devil instead of authority. So the wrong use of power is what? Evil. That gives you what? Devil. Right? So you're always itching to hear gossip and bad news, not teaching and something that can promote your life. Then you are using your ear wrongly. You will lose the authority, you will meet devil, and you will be tormented. You watch, use your eyes to always see something that pollutes your heart, pollutes your emotion. Then you are using the power of seeing wrongly. You went to school. After going to school, you have power to write, ability to write. Then you are using it to cheat people, to deceive people, to sign wrong signature. Then you have entered into what? Evil activities, which will generate devil to you instead of authority. All right? Okay. You are skilled in computer, and all what you learned it for is to defraud people, to enter into, to scam people, to enter into whatever, Yahoo, Yahoo Plus and all that. Then you have used your power to write and the skill you gained in computer for evil. But when you use it for good, right? Then it will give you authority over finances. He said, the blessings of God make it rich and add no sorrow to it. So you have not started enjoying life, not until you are wealthy and rich. Yet, nobody, you don't owe any person any apology or owe any person anything, and you are not feeling guilt about it. That peace of mind, that is that authority which we are talking about. So, everybody born here on earth is born with power. If you are not deformed in any way, you are born with power. And even if you are deformed and your brain is working, yes, you have power which can give you authority, because there is ability in disability. But you are born complete, but religion deforms you. Right? So somebody who is deformed and disabled is not a person who is walking on crutches. Yes, I know a pastor who is called Pastor Nick.
Yes.
Armless child, yet he's a pastor. So a person who is deformed is not a person who does not have a body part. A deformed person is a person who is following religion, who does not have truth, who is not informed on the right way of life. A deformed person is a person who does not have a sufficient information to make use of what he has, and looking for power outside when there is power in you. These are deformed people. These are disabled people. These are the less privileged. Privilege is not the people under the bridge begging money as religion did it. Less privileged are those that are in religion, who are not informed the right way of God. Are you there? Yes. So this is what everybody should know. We all have power. But how do you use your power, utilize your power to generate authority and enter into rest? A person who is using, like girls, dressing naked in street, following men and all that. When you finish destroying your body system, you go to your husband's house. It is a time for you to give birth to a child. You are not, because you have done abortion. Then you will never have authority over that, because you are already deformed by using your body wrongly. Is that okay? Yes. So these are the things. In case somebody might be looking for, where is power? Where is power? You bring Bible, you read it from Genesis to Revelation, you cram it, you quote them, you run from one church to the other, yet your character is messed up. Everything God has given to you, you abuse it. Tell me how somebody who has 2 hands cannot feed 1 mouth. It's a disgrace. It's an abuse of power. Abuse of power. Thank you.
Wow. Yes. That drives home the point.
Okay.
Wow, thank you so much.
All right.
That was a well-done.
We'll underline it.
Yes, that is a well-done job.
Thank you.
I appreciate this wonderful episode. Let me put it that way. It has been an amazing teaching. So it's not just an interview, but it's a teaching series, because seriously, trust me, we are learning so very much from the servant, D.O. Ikwanacho. He has really given us another wonderful, view of the word power and authority, which so many people have, has deviated, have done a lot of things in search of power, in search of authority. You see, a lot of people have done so many abominable things. So many have killed. So many have murdered. A lot of people have smuggled, so many terrible things they've done just because they are looking for power. They are looking for fame. They just want to be popular. They want to be known. A lot has happened without knowing that this power you are seeking for, this power you are aspiring for, you are aiming at, is within you. It made us realize that power is inborn, is there by default. Every human being God created has power. there's some peculiarity about you. There are some features, there are things God has embedded in you. And those are the power features which you have. And how do you realize this power? It's just for you to understand who you are, discover what you possess as a person. Now, the only thing you are expected to do is to use this power within you to generate authority, which is the main thing we are supposed to be craving for, which is authority. And he made us to know that this word authority, this is the ability to make the right use of the power which is in you. You see? So when you have authority, he gave us an understanding. He said authority, looking at the word author. If you are, for example, the writer of a book, you are the author of that book. So anything you have authority over is something that you yourself initiated, instituted, generated, and you have gained mastery over. So if you are a tailor, you've been able to learn tailoring, acquire the skill, and you have perfected the training, and you are now good in it. You are an authority in tailoring. Because the power in you is that ability for you to be able to learn that skill, knowing fully well what you want. So these are the things a lot of us don't know. And when we went further to really understand how this authority is being generated, he made us to know one thing, that it is not generated by coercion, by force, you know. A lot of people today thought that authority is when you use force on people, when you drag people to do something, to obey you, or when you think that, yes, you are on top of the world and you are, ruling, you are in political power, you are sitting. Say all those things, they are mere power because they only generate happiness. And he gave us an understanding of the word happiness. Happiness is as a result of happiness. You become happy when things happen. But a man who is in authority is a man that is peaceful, a man that has attained perfection, somebody that has entered into rest, into fulfillment. So that is forever. If you have authority, your peace is forever, your joy is forever, you're reigning forever. But when you have power, it is momentary. And he told us that for you to gain authority, the only principles for one to gain authority is love. He said tolerance, peace, humility. These are the things that give you power. So it is not when you pray and fast and go to look for one juju or babalawo or one powerful man of God to lay hands on you to give you power. All these things are the things you generate as you are calm, as you are peaceful, as you love. So those things, they come naturally. And once they come, you say they usher you into rest. You bring everything you do into perfection. And by the time you have all these things done, what is expected of you? When you have gained power, when you have this authority, you say use it to save and to serve life. If you have learned how to sew as a tailor, you say use that knowledge, teach other people, earn a living, and put other people right. If you are a teacher, whichever field you have found yourself, make sure that, number one, it is solving problem, and you are also using it to educate others. Make sure that the power and authority you have generated is to make everyone that comes across you, feel good, feel satisfied and fulfilled. So what are we not saying? Power and authority. From everything we have seen today, it is not all about force. It's not about collecting what belongs to people. It's not about pushing or forcing people to gain self-respect. But these are the simple things that when you do them, you see that life is as at its pace. So we really appreciate the servant so very much for this wonderful teaching. And also we have our powerful materials that also talks about this power and authority intensively. Most of our discussions, like I said earlier, we got them from most of these materials. This book is all encompassing. I have not seen, reading this book, I have come to realize that there is no knowledge, no information you can never think or imagine that is lacking here. Even things you don't even know they exist. Honestly, pick up this book. It is everything. I can boldly recommend this book for you. If you must go far in life, If you must attain this perfection, this authority that will usher you into rest, pick the laws of truth, and it will give you every details you want about life. Also, the Book of Excellence is here, and we also recommend it for you. Pick it and share it, request for it, and let it saturate everywhere. This should be one of the things you should be doing if you really want to serve God and serve humanity. We also have our lifeguard. It runs monthly. You can also put up a request every month to get your copy. So we really thank you for staying tuned today. As we come to the end of today's episode, I am Divine Susie, and we'll come your way some other time. Thank you.